Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Jay's Beer Review, and I am excited today because I am finally going to try a beer by Founders, and it is the Kentucky Breakfast Stout. Now, there's a couple things here. Number one, I've never had a breakfast stout in my life, so this is going to be my first breakfast stout, which I'm excited about. It's also my first beer by Founders, which I'm excited about. And to my understanding, Founders, not only do they make a lot of great beer, but 3 of their beers, and all 3 of them being breakfast stouts, are like ranked in like the top 20 in the world according to Rate Beer. And that is the Kentucky Breakfast Stout, the Canadian Breakfast Stout, and then just the regular Breakfast Stout. Now, I can't get this around here, and Mark from Video Beer Reviews, he was able to get this for me, and this was one of the beers he sent in the beer trade. This one here, I'm going to quickly read. It says here, highly acclaimed, the amazing Cosmics Founders KBS, which stands for Kentucky Breakfast Stout. A stout ale aged in oaked bourbon barrels, which I love, oaked aged beers and anything that's, whiskey barreled or bourbon barreled. And it says, it's good for everything a stout ought to be good for. And it basically says a malt beverage brewed with chocolate and coffee and then oaked aged in a bourbon barrel. I understand that the alcohol percent on this is like 11 and change. Oh, there we go. 11.2 ABV, and it's got 70 IBU. So it's not only high in alcohol, it's also high in bitterness as well for a stout. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and break into it and try it. Now, it's a little cold, and they say to drink this beer a little warm, so I might let it warm when I'm drinking it, but we're going to find out. And it says to use a brandy snifter, and I don't have one of those. So the best thing I got is like this oversized wine goblet. It's probably not, ideal, but I really wanted something that was going to open it up to let that oaked barrel smell really be released, so I really wanted a wide glass. But here we go. Alright, perfect. This glass might actually be pretty good because, as you can see, I have still a lot of area left, which is good, so we'll let the aromas release. First, let's talk about the body. Black as mud, or actually probably a better description would be motor oil. There's virtually no head on it. I didn't expect there to be one. What is there is basically just a dark brown bubble. And I can't see through this at all. I can't smell it yet, so we're going to find out in a second. But here we go. Whoa. Whoa. This doesn't even smell like beer. It smells like bourbon. It smells so like whiskey or bourbon like. Actually, I'm not a huge fan of bourbon, so I'm wondering if I'm going to like the flavor here. It smells so potent. Wow. Anyway, here we go. I don't get the chocolate at all, so. Whew. Whew. That was burned my throat. Wow. Whew. That's very potent. Okay. Whew. There's a lot of things going on with this beer, and it's highly complex. For starters, you do get that coffee taste. That coffee taste is actually like real potent. But it also has an extremely bourbon like whiskey taste to it as well. So it's like a good mix between like coffee and bourbon. It's almost like someone took coffee and put a shot of booze in it. It also burns the back of the throat like a hard liquor would as well. I'm not really getting any chocolate, so I want to try to find that. Yeah, I have to dig, but I do get a little bit of the chocolate malt. That flavor is, the chocolate flavor is pretty, in the back compared to that coffee and whiskey or bourbon flavor I'm getting. It also has a very sweetness to it as well that you get mixed in with those other flavors. Anyway, this is definitely a sipping beer. I'm going to take my time, let this warm up, and get back to you in a few moments. Alright, well, I'm back, and as you can see, I have just a little bit of beer here left. Let me just say, as this warmed, this got truly amazing. I would definitely tell anybody that had this beer, if you see it, pick it up, and if you have it, drink it warm, almost room temperature warm. This is an amazing beer. I loved everything about it as it warmed. When I first drank it, because I kind of drank it out of the fridge, I thought it was good, but it wasn't blowing me away, and I think the coldness didn't bring out the flavor, and as it warmed, the flavor really, just kind of evolved. First off, let's just talk about what we got to taste. Yeah, coffee is there. That's the most apparent taste you get. But the taste that you're getting the absolute most is that, oaky, wood-like taste, almost like, a whiskey or a bourbon, as it says. But when you infuse that like whiskey type flavor from the wood barrel with the coffee flavor of the infused coffee in it, that's really what gives it a really nice combination taste. And it's not overbearing in the coffee like maybe the Peche Mortel is. I mean, that's high dose of coffee, where this is like a little dose coffee. And then when you throw in the fact of the chocolate mixed in with it, you also get that sweetness as well. So it's like a really nice combination of like coffee, chocolate sweetness, and wood barrel flavor all rolled into one. And as it warmed, it was just a really nice taste. And I even found a point where it kind of tasted and smelled. The sweetness was like a maple syrup of type. It even smells like that a little bit. One of the reasons why the Brown's Whiskey Porter I like so much, this is very similar to that, except for it's a lot more higher, like boozy, concentrating taste. And a lot of times when the booziness is that strong, I tend to not like it as much because I like when they mask the alcohol. In this case, the alcohol is not masked; it's very apparent, but that wood taste is really nice. And I even tend to like any beer that's wood barrel or bourbon barreled or whiskey barreled or anything like that. Beers like this is what makes me want to go out and find more beers that are whiskey barreled or bourbon barreled, because I just think that wood taste is so great. And the fact that this was 70 IBUs didn't even bother me. The ABV, you could definitely tell. This is a big beer, and if you're not a big beer drinker, you're probably going to want to stay away. But as far as big beer drinkers or imperial stout drinkers, this was fantastic. It was better than the Sweetwater that I had the other day, and I really liked that, but this could possibly replace the Peche Mortel as the best beer I've ever had in my life. It's that close. It was that good. I would really like to have another bottle of this side by side with the Peche Mortel and see which one I like better. The Peche Mortel was a really nice coffee flavor, but this bourbon barrel action going on with the coffee flavor may have just brought it up a little higher than the Peche Mortel. It was amazing. I'm so excited that I had this. I thank Mark for sending this. It did not disappoint at all. It was amazing. And I'm very sad that I have one sip left. I wish I had another bottle to drink right now. But that being said, I am going to go ahead and do my final chug of this last little bit and give you my final thoughts and grade. Amazing. As far as final thoughts and grade, top notch, easy to say. The biggest question is, does it replace Peche Mortel as the best beer I've ever had? I want to say yes, but I want to drink both side by side to know for sure. But it was awesome. I don't really know what they meant by breakfast stout. I didn't get anything different between this and any other stout, but that bourbon taste mixed in with that coffee stout flavor was great. It was top notch. But again, that was the Founders Kentucky Breakfast Stout. Until next time, thanks for watching.